Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today topic is electrochemical series and its applications. This is the fifth video under electrochemistry series. In this video, which is best anode and cathode among the all the metals, and which is acting as good oxidizing agent or reducing agent, which act as a good metal or non-metal, which is very reactive, which displaces the other metals, which combination produces more electricity, that means EMF, and which what decides the feasibility of redox reactions. All this be explained based on electrochemical series. So in this video, what is electrochemical series and how it applicable in different conditions, so we will learn in this video. So what is electrochemical series? So it is a arrangement of different metals in their increasing order of reduction potentials. Standard electrode potentials, that means standard reduction potentials. So we have a different metals, we can use different metals to construct electrochemical cell. So we already known single electrode potential can be measured by using reference electrodes like SHE, standard hydrogen electrode. So once we construct electrochemical cell with help of SHE, standard hydrogen electrode, we can measure all the metals electrode potential values at standard conditions. Then it will give the standard electrode potential. Standard electrode potential is nothing but when a metal is dipped into 1 molar concentration of its solution and temperature maintained at 298 Kelvin, that means room temperature, then the electrode potential value of each metal is called standard electrode potential. So once we can measure standard electrode potentials of each metal and arrange them in a order to increasing order of reduction potential value, that table, that series, that order is called electrochemical series. Okay. So here you can see the different metals arranged in the order of their increasing reduction potential, standard reduction potentials. So lithium, potassium 2, gold F2, like there's so many metals are arranged there. So second table is just it is a extracted some of the metals, important metals from the first table. So both are same, but I ignore the some of the metals for simplification. So you can see the second table. So here lithium ion, when it is accept one electron, it is converting into lithium metal. So lithium plus accepting electron is called reduction. That's why reduction potential is minus 3.05. The next metal, magnesium plus 2, when I accept 2 electrons, it's converting into magnesium. So its reduction potential value is equal to minus 2.37. That means it is increasing. Minus 3.052 minus 2.37 is increasing. So like that increasing order maintained. If you see the gold have plus 1.50, that means it is rather high than the different metals. And the bottom of the table F2 when F2 accept 2 electrons, it gives 2 F minus, and its reduction potential, standard reduction potential is equal plus 2.87. That means minus 3.052 plus 2.87. This is the increasing order of reduction potential value. This order, this table is called electrochemical series. Okay, so you can see here when we can write reduction potential of metal, we can easily tell the oxidation potential of the same metal by using this formula. Reduction potential is equal minus oxidation potential of same metal at same conditions. That means if you know the reduction potential of X metal is equal to 2, then the same X metal oxidation potential will go as minus 2. So just you can change the sign of the number. Okay, so our reduction potential of lithium plus lithium ion is minus 3.05, then its oxidation potential as 3.05. You can just change the sign before the number. So like that we can write the oxidation potential of the all metals. So first row is a reduction potential, standard reduction potentials. Next one is a standard oxidation potentials. So minus 3.05 is the reduction potential of lithium, and plus 3.05 is the oxidation potential of the lithium. Okay, like that we arranged all the metals. If you see the downside, reduction potential of gold is plus 1.50. Oxidation potential of gold is minus 1.50. So how can you understand this table? What is these values? How can you understand this table? So take some examples here. So for example here, zinc plus 2 electrons converting into zinc. That means zinc plus 2 is converting into zinc. Zinc plus 2 state to 0 state. That means oxidation number is reducing, decreasing. That's why it is called reduction. Accepting of electrons is called reduction. Okay. So that's why reduction potential value is equal minus 0.7628. Okay. So oxidation potential obviously can be write as a plus 0.7628. So if you see the forward reaction means Zn plus 2 accepting 2 electrons and converting into zinc. Okay, so this potential value is minus 0.7628. Okay, that means ability to convert Zn plus 2 to zinc is negative sign number. Okay, if you observe the reverse reaction, that means zinc converting into Zn plus 2 electron. So zinc is producing 2 electron, that means releasing 2 electron. It is called oxidation. The oxidation potential is called 0.7628. So reduction potential is a negative one, oxidation potential is a positive one. So which reaction is favorable for zinc? Zn plus 2 converting into zinc or zinc converting into Zn plus 2. So Zn plus 2 converting into zinc is called reduction, and reduction potential value is a negative one. So zinc converting into Zn plus 2, it is a oxidation reaction, oxidation potential is a positive one. That's why if you keep zinc metal in the environment, it's spontaneously converting into Zn plus 2 by interacting with the environment. Why? Because its oxidation potential is a plus value. Okay, but when you keep ZnSO4 in the ZnSO4 solution outside, that means Zn plus 2 ions in the atmosphere, Zn plus 2 ions itself doesn't converting into zinc metal. Like that, you need to understand this table. If you see the anything, for example, if you see the gold case, so Au plus 3, when I accept 3 electrons, it converting into Au. It is a reduction reaction. Forward reaction is a reduction reaction. Okay, so reduction potential is plus 1.50. It is a positive one. And the reverse reaction, that means gold converting into Au plus 3 by releasing 3 electrons, it is a oxidation reaction. Oxidation potential value is equal to minus 1.50. So which value is positive? Reduction potential value is positive. That's why reduction reaction is favorable. That means forward reaction is favorable. That means if you keep Au plus 3 ions in the atmosphere, it's spontaneously converting into gold. But if you keep gold outside, we are all wearing the gold ornaments. So gold ornament doesn't converting into gold metallic ionic state. So gold is not going to be dissolved in like a ionic state. Okay, so gold is a stable one. It is not interacting, involving in ionization process. That means Au doesn't converting into Au plus 3. Okay, but Au plus 3 easily converting into Au because of its reduction potential value is a positive one. Like that, you need to understand the electrochemical series. Okay, and by using the electrochemical series, we can solve different problems. So different applications can be done by this electrochemical series. The first one is ability of metal. That means a metal can act as anode or cathode. So you can see the table here. So I just took the sum of the metals from the electrochemical series. It is not full length table. I just pick some important and everyday used, daily used metals, frequently used metals I wrote here. So here, if you can see, every metal reduction potential, standard reduction potential values and oxidation potential values I mentioned here. So for example, if you pick a two metals to construct electrochemical series, so electrochemical cell, sorry, electrochemical cell means it produces electricity by performing redox reaction. So to perform redox reaction, we need a anode and cathode. So which act as anode, which act as cathode in the two metals? We have a two metals, one metal act as anode, another metal act as cathode. So which is act as anode, which is act as cathode? Anode mean at anode surface always oxidation takes place. So whose oxidation potential values are higher, whose oxidation potentials values are higher, they act as anodes. Okay, whose reduction potential values are higher, they act as cathodes. It is very simple. By we can say which metal act as anode, which metal as cathode. For example, if you take the zinc and iron, if you take zinc, you want to construct a galvanic cell, okay, or electrochemical cell by using zinc and iron. Zinc reduction potential value is minus 0.7628. Okay, iron reduction potential value is equal minus 0.44. Which value is higher? So this value is higher. So reduction potential of iron is higher. That's why it involved in reduction. Reduction involving reduction mean it act as a cathode. It act as a cathode. Or you can also consider, by considering the oxidation potential also you can decide. So if you see here, zinc oxidation potential value is equal to 0.7628, iron oxidation potential is equal to 0.44. Which one is higher? Zinc oxidation potential value is higher. That's why zinc involved in oxidation means it act as a anode. So zinc act as a anode and iron act as a cathode. So like that, if you take any combination, you can easily tell which metal able to oxidize, which metal able to reduce, which metal act as anode, which metal act as cathode. You can easily tell. So you can see here the increasing order and decreasing orders of so you can see here increasing order of reduction potential values, that mean reducibility. So reducibility is higher for the AU. So AU doesn't involve in oxidation. Why? Because it has a higher reducible power. That's why it has a lower oxidized power. So that's why AU easily involved in reduction but not in oxidation. So if you see the lithium metal easily involved in oxidation. Why? Because it have a lower reduction potential value. So lower reduction potential value, higher oxidation potential value. So it is tendency to involve in reduction is very low, but tendency to involve in oxidation is very high. So like that you can see here. So here you can see hydrogen. Hydrogen is the standard one. By using hydrogen SHE, we are measuring this one. That's why it is always taking a zero. Oxidation potential value and reduction potential value both are zero for the hydrogen. Okay. Next application is identify good oxidizing and reducing agent. So first of all, what is oxidizing agent and what is reducing agent? Just consider two metals A and B. For example, A giving electrons to B. That means A losing electrons, B is gaining electrons. That means A is involving oxidizing reaction and B involved in reducing reaction. It is clear. Okay. So B is gaining electrons and involved in reduction. Okay. So but electrons is coming from the A. If A is not there, how B gets electrons and how B involved in reduction? The cause of reduction of B is A. The cause of reduction of B is A. That means without A, B doesn't involve in reduction. Because of A, producing electrons, that electrons is accepted by B. That's why B involved in reduction. So the reason for reduction of B is A. That's why A is called reducing agent. So it is very important thing. Don't confuse. Reducing agent mean it reduces the others. Here A reduces the B, but A itself involved in oxidation. A involved in oxidation, but it reduces the B. That's why it is called reducing agent. That means a good reducing agent should involve in easily oxidation process. Remember it. A good reducing agent always involved in oxidation process. So same we can explain the reduce oxidizing agent also. Oxidizing agent mean which oxidizes the others. So if you see here, B accept electrons from A. Without B, how can A releases electrons? So that's why because of B, A releasing electrons, releasing of electron is called oxidation. That means A involved in oxidation because of B. That's why B is called oxidizing agent. So it is clear. So now you can tell which metals are good oxidizing agents, which metals are good reducing metals. For example, so if you see the lithium top end, lithium, magnesium, aluminum, this end, if you observe this one, these having higher oxidation potential values, okay, compared to bottom one. If you see bottom oxidation potential is lower, that's why higher upend metals oxidation potential is high. Oxidation potential is high means they involved in oxidation process. They involved in oxidation process mean they reduces the others. That's why they are good reducing agents. So top end metals are reducing agents. Top end metals act as reducing agents, and lower end metals act as a oxidizing agents. So these are acting as a oxidizing agents. So here important thing is top end metals easily involved in oxidation. They involve in oxidation, but they act as reducing agents. Low end metals easily involved in reduction, but they act as oxidizing agents. So in this table, which is the good reducing agent? Which is the good reducing agent means lithium. Which is the good oxidizing reagent is called Au. Which involved in easily oxidation reaction is lithium, which involved in easily reduction reaction is Au. Don't confuse, just pause the video and you understand the concept. It is very easy. And next one is standard EMF of the cell without constructing electrochemical cell. So EMF is a combination of oxidation potential of anode and reduction potential of cathode. We all know. So if you construct a electrochemical cell by taking oxidation of cell and reduction of cell, in oxidation of cell anode and reduction of cell cathode and their solutions and connected with electrical wire, then EMF will produces. But by using this table, you can measure standard EMF value of different combination without constructing electrochemical cell. You know the formula E naught cell is equal to E cathode minus E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So here E naught means reduction potential of metal. So we know the reduction potential of all metals. Just observe any couple, zinc or copper. So zinc or copper, zinc reduction potential is equal to 0.7628 minus 0.7628. Copper reduction potential is equal to 0.337. So which metal acts as anode, which metal as a cathode? So copper acts as cathode. So cathode reduction potential is equal to 0.337, 0.337 minus, so anode is zinc, minus of 0.7628, then you will get a value. So without constructing electrochemical cell, you can tell how which combination produces how much EMF value. The same way you can see the magnesium and iron. First of all, you need to identify which act as anode, which act as cathode. So top end metals act as anodes and lower end metals as cathode. If you see the two metals, if you pick the two metals, which metal is the in the top end, which metal is in the lower end? If you see the gold and gold and copper, so gold is the bottom side on the copper, okay. So copper act as anode and gold act as cathode, and you have a reduction potential values. So substitute in this formula and you will get a standard EMF value without constructing electrochemical cell. So this is the one of the application of electro. So other application is predicting the feasibility of redox reaction. So if you said a redox reaction, whether that reduction is a spontaneous redox reaction or non-spontaneous redox reaction, we can judge by using this electrochemical series. Okay, so just consider the copper converting into copper sulfide by interacting with the Zn sulfate, okay, zinc sulfate. So when you dip a copper rod in zinc sulfide solution, what will happen? So copper is converting into copper sulfide, okay. That means copper 0 converting into copper plus 2, that is a oxidation reaction. Here zinc sulfide is converting into zinc, that means zinc plus 2 is converting into zinc 0, that is a reduction reaction. This reaction is possible or not? So it can be tell we can answer by the
by using electrochemical series. So according to thermodynamics, Gibbs free energy of a reaction is negative, then that reaction is a spontaneous reaction. So delta G naught should be a negative value. Okay, so delta G naught is equal minus NF E naught. So if E naught value is positive, then this total value become negative and delta G naught also become negative. So to become delta G naught negative, E naught should be positive. So for this reaction, E naught is positive or not. If you measure, then you can tell whether this reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. So according to our formula, write a substitute the terms E naught cell is equal E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Here cathode mean which involved in reduction. Which involved in reduction? Zinc sulfide involved in zinc. So reduction potentials of zinc. Reduction potential of zinc is equal minus 0.7628. So substitute here minus 0.762 and there is a minus in the formula minus and reduction potential of anode. Who is the anode here? See here copper converting into copper 0 converting into copper plus 2. It is involved oxidation. Oxidation takes place at anode. That's why copper acts as anode here. So anodic reduction potential of copper is equal 0.337. I wrote here 0.337. If you done here, it will give a minus value. That means E naught becomes minus. If E naught becomes minus, if you substitute here, if E naught becomes minus, if you substitute in this one, this delta G becomes negative into negative positive. Delta G naught becomes positive. If it is become positive, it is a non-spontaneous reaction. If it is negative, it is a spontaneous reaction. So that's why we can tell it is a non-spontaneous reaction. That means if you keep copper in zinc sulfide solution, copper doesn't react. That's mean. So another question like this also they can ask, can you store zinc sulfide in copper vessel? Zinc sulfide in copper vessel. Can you able to store zinc sulfide in copper vessel? Yes. Why? Because copper will not destroyed by the zinc sulfide. Copper doesn't affect. Why? Because this reaction will not occurs. So this reaction will not occur. That's why you can store the zinc sulfide in copper vessel. But you are reversible reaction is positive one. If you see the reversible reaction will become plus 1.099, that is a spontaneous reaction. That means this reversible reaction is a positive one. So that's why you cannot store the copper sulfide in zinc metal. Okay, but you can store the zinc sulfide in copper metal. So these are the tricky questions asked in the examinations. So by using this reduction potential, standard reduction potential, you can tell whether the reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous, and also you can tell which solution stored in which metal. Also you can easily tell by using this electrochemicals. Okay, next one is metallic and non-metallic nature of and reactivity of metals. So we already known the top end metals are anodes. They loses electrons. They involved in oxidation. So metals are good anodes. So top end metals are very active and they act as anodes. And bottom sides are non-metallic nature and they involved in reduction. So and they are less reactive compared to the metals. Next application is electronegativity and electropositivity. Electronegativity means the tendency of attracting electrons from others of a metal is called electronegativity. The losing of electrons, the tendency of losing electrons is called electropositivity. This that thing but oxidation reduction like that. So who's having higher reduction potential, they are good electronegative metals. So bottom side they are a highly reducibility, they have reducibility. That means they accept electron. Accepting electron means dragging electrons from someone, so attracting electron from someone. So bottom end metals are good cathodes. They they involve in reduction reaction. They have high electronegativity values than the upper elements. So same way upper side elements have easily involved in oxidation. That means they loses electron. Losing electron character is nothing but electropositivity. They are good electropositivity metals. So next application is if a metal interact with the acid, whether it is produces hydrogen gas or not. So evolution of hydrogen gas can be determined by using electrochemical cell. For example, if you take zinc, when you add zinc metal to HCl solution, it produces zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. Okay, so that means zinc should be involved in oxidation process. Is it right or not? See here, zinc Zn0 metal, zinc metal is converting into zinc chloride. That means 0 converting into +2 state. So that means zinc involved in oxidation. That why zinc act as a anode. Zinc act as a anode. HCl means H plus anode. That means hydrogen gas. So it act as a cathode. So it act as a cathode. See the electrochemical cell. So which is upper than the other. So zinc is upper side than the hydrogen. So these are the good anodes. So and these are the good cathodes. So zinc is a anode and HCl is a hydrogen act as a cathode. So this reaction is possible and it reaction produces hydrogen gas. Okay. So see the nickel plus HCl. Nickel also at the top of the hydrogen. So that's why nickel also act as anode involved in oxidation and produces hydrogen gas. But if you see the copper metal, copper is a bottom side of the hydrogen. So hydrogen act as anode and copper act as cathode. Copper act as cathode. Cathode mean it should involve in reduction reaction. If you see here, copper is converting into copper plus 2. It is an oxidation reaction. So, but according to series, copper should involve in reduction reaction. So this reaction is not possible. Copper doesn't produces hydrogen gas when it is dipped into HCl. The same way, sorry here, gold also doesn't produces hydrogen gas when it is dipped into HCl solution. Like that, which metal produces hydrogen gas when it is interact with the acids? Not only HCl, H3, H2SO4, H3PO4, any acid if you take. So above the hydrogen, all the metals interact with the acids and produces hydrogen gas. Below the hydrogen, they doesn't produces hydrogen gas in when they are interacting with the acids. So this is the one of the application. So next last one, which combination of metals results best electrochemical cell? Best electrochemical cell mean in terms of voltage. So which combination produces large amount of electricity? So large amount of electricity mean EMF is a combination of oxidation potential of anode and reduction potential of cathode. That means a metal easily involved in oxidation, it releases more electrons, and a metal another metal easily accept electrons. So if you construct a electrochemical cell with the top end metal like lithium or magnesium with the low end metal like copper or gold, you will get a large electro EMF of this cell. So it has a minus 3.05 and this value is a plus 0.799. So according to our formula, E naught is equal E naught reduction value of gold minus E naught reduction value of a um, magnesium. That means 0.799 minus of minus 2.37. So that means I can write here 0.7979 minus reduction potential of cathode. I write here it is AZ is the AZ silver is the cathode. That's why I write first the reduction potential of cathode minus of, okay. So reduction potential of anode. Anode is magnesium. Magnesium reduction potential is equal to minus 2.37. 2.37. So that means minus of minus plus out plus it's become plus. So 0.79 plus 2.37, it's give the value around 1.0. So it is the best. So otherwise you can see the lithium and magnesium. Lithium, if you see, if you take the lithium and gold, it also give the highest EMF of the cell. So if you keep maintain the distance between the two metals in electrochemical series, then it produces a large amount of electricity. So if you take lithium and magnesium, there is no difference, 0.37, 0.3. It produces a very less electrochemical energy. So if you take the different metals which have a very fair to each other, so top end and lower end produces the high EMF of this cell. Okay.